Down past the Texas line, make sure he's not just over the river bridge, the fall of '84. Bird got up, he crawled down that muddy red river floor. Hello, Lurker. Marty Burns. What are you doing? Trick question. Tyler, funny you say that. I don't know that I have ever painted a bait on my website that color. I'm pretty sure I've never sold a black and chartreuse anything. What's up, David? John likes the crawls. Okay. Noted. I don't mind doing crawls. I like doing crawls. Dirty water goat. It is. It is. Let's see. What was the last? I did a shad the last time, I believe. If I recall. Let me recall back. Yes, I did a lime. Did I do that lime one, or was that specifically for Hella? I think that might have been specifically for Hella. Let's see what the last SB1s I did. I did all shads in the 1.5. Simple crawl on the SB1. It's conceivable. It's hard for me to just do simple crawl, though. What's up, Tom? Simple crawl. It's hard to beat simple crawl. It is hard to beat it. Well, simple crawl's a good. Hey, Darius. The color just fits the bait. I should probably. I wanted to do something weird. I've got this color, Tyler, that it's good down there by you. It would be good here if I could get out and fish it, but I know it's good over there by you. And that's not it. This is it. Let's see if I can find a good picture of it. It's cool. It's good. You can't see it. Yeah, you can, kind of. It's white body, kind of a orangey yellow on the back, and then purple splatter over that, and a chartreuse belly. Right now, I can't throw a crankbait. If you like it, Reds will take it. Let me go back to my pictures. I've heard that. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. Let's see if I can find photo evidence of a redfish actually eating a color very, very close to that. No. Let's see. Maybe it's here. Let's see. That's from way earlier in the year. Where is it? Where are we? Dude was buying balsa stuff, throwing it around, throwing it around redfish. He said, "Screw it. I'm gonna try carving these things myself." Sexy little bait there. Let's see. He sent me a picture with it stuck down a redfish's gullet. Don't know where that may be. Ding, 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 ding. You two fill up, so I got to down past the Kansas, Texas line, make sure he's no. Are you talking about this is what will happen? Uh, Matt, you're sick? Uh-oh. They don't eat craws in Kentucky Lake. Wood dude, Darius, what say ye fellers? Vertigo. Yuck. That doesn't sound fun. That dude actually caught a fair amount of redfish on those baits, and they weren't Burns's. They were black labels that I repainted, and somehow he managed to not completely destroy them in like a couple weeks. They eat the crawls at Cumberland. They eat them here 12 months out of the year. And I think they would probably eat them other places 12 months out of the year. Like, I don't think it's like a here thing. I think it's just what people have confidence in throwing. Like, a lot of people don't have confidence in throwing a crawfish in July. But I will say, I can tell you with absolute certainty that the best day in Texas cranking deep, and I say deep 12 to 15 feet, the best day cranking I've ever had was in the summertime, and it was on a crawl. They might be hanging up here if I look long enough. Yep. It's got weird wear marks on it. So this was the bait, and I caught lots on this bait. And it's weird because it's like it's got road rash, because it only rashed through in that one spot. It's weird. But I hammered them in it was either June or July on that bait. But not a mega bass. That is a Imakatsu IK 400, I believe, knockoff. Knockoff. And it is exquisite. I forgot about these damn line ties in the And the bill. They always give me troubles. Um, yeah, I think a lot of it's mental because I mean I'm the same way, Darius. Like when it's cold, just for whatever reason, we're programmed to like think crawfish because I think a lot of it is like I mean I know a lot of it is internal. Because like in the fall, um, the leaves are changing. You're getting towards Thanksgiving. You're getting into that like orangey brown red season, like in the world, and you know, chicks are drinking their pumpkin spice shit, and it just puts you in like a this color mood. You know what I mean? It just makes you want to reach for your yellows and your oranges and your browns and your greens, and it just kind of seems right. It makes you feel good, and the fish respond to it. But when it's like when everything's green and healthy and blooming and coming alive, like you just don't want to reach down and pull out a damn root beer crankbait. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't. The only reason I threw that. The only reason I threw that amakatsu was because I wanted to fish the bait, and I didn't have any painted. Like that body got used as an experiment for that color, so I took it with me to like really throw the body, not the color, and it got smoked. What's up, Kyle? How's construction down in Louisiana? Uh, Chartreuse, says Dustin. So I've been watching. I did catch a video from Retro Bassin, and he's been up in Shreveport pumping bacons, and I've heard about that place for years and years and years. And after seeing it, I was almost inspired to hop in my truck and drive 8 hours to go see Bacon's. The place looks real fun. Has anybody here been to Bacon's? Yeah. It's hard to have construction issues when there's no construction in going on. But I'd really like to go. I would really like to go plunder in Bacon's. Sent you a 3-page email. Really? Let me look it up. Was it about Bacon's? I probably got it. I probably read it. Probably just don't remember it. What are all these worthless emails? Mike Iaconelli, on behalf of getting inducted into the, oh yeah, he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. Trash. Trash all those. Is your email catching lunkers, Chris? 1, 2, 3. It was in separate emails. Oh yeah. I wanted to follow up you on my Instagram note. I wanted to share a tackle store visit in Shreveport. Ever since I started watching Bateman a few years ago, I Googled tackle stores near me, traveling for work. Yeah. I do remember reading this now. Maybe this is the email that got me excited. Seeing all the bodies. I can't believe he puts real frog skin on baits. I still regret not buying this local tackle shop that closed spooling station. I bet they would have let it go for like 4 or 500. That'd be cool to have. I look at those. There's one. There's one for sale uh, around me. The dude was like a rod builder. Yeah, this was it, Chris. It was you. They sent all the pictures of all the baits stuck in boxes. Um, they're in like cricket boxes. Wow. Yeah, that dude has got tonnage. Um, so how long, Chris? I don't know if it's in the email or not. Uh, for the sake of me reading through it, um, how long did you get to spend with the man? Looks like you spent a fair amount of time there. I mean, you got the tour. That giant devil's horse is incredible. I would love to have that thing. 2 to 3 hours. That's pretty good. Was there much traffic in there, Chris, when you went, or did you have him to yourself to where you could really like hang out? But I saw Retro pulled out some old rattle traps, and he was talking about them being in the plastic boxes. But aren't they still in the same clip boxes that they've always been in? See somebody doing albino alligator skin. Where do you even get an albino alligator? The zoo? What's his name? Tiger Man? What's that Tiger Man's name? I will never financially recover from this. He's probably got an albino alligator. Paw wrapped his baits in frog skin as well. You know what was interesting was I'm not doing it. Burns is not skinning a frog. Texas. Where is my book? Where's my antique tackle book? Go figure. I lost it. Um, there's albino. There's that many albino gators in the basin. Huh? Who knew? Who knew? I figured an albino gator wouldn't last long in that part of the world. Big Malone, what's up? He has a guy at the counter. Toledo Bend crappie people still stop by for live bait. So very busy. That's good. He has all the original balsa machines. Hello, Brendan. Ding, 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 ding. Down past the Kansas line, make sure you're not alive. So yeah, this I need to. What else is there to do in Shreveport, Chris? I guess I could go to West Monroe and see the Duck Dynasty facility, and let them sell me a some stupid merch. I don't even know if they sell duck calls anymore. Cheap gas, that's good. I feel like that's most places in the South. Cheap gas, cheap tobacco. Do I know anyone that uses a mini lathe? No, I don't know anybody in the mini lathe. I honestly don't know anybody that makes baits that use a lathe, because I don't know anybody that makes round baits. Even Burnsy doesn't own a lathe, which surprised me. We have one in the back. I don't know that it's a mini one though. Brennan thinks very highly of himself. He thinks that if he shares his itinerary for the next month, someone will kidnap him. That's funny. I know a few, but I never asked them mainly. Salt. Yeah, I can see salt guys needing a lathe. But I don't know. I guess you could turn a balsa stick if you wanted to use balsa. I guess you could turn balsa slow on a lathe and shape it with sandpaper or something. I don't know. I wouldn't think you would be able to turn it very fast, and I wouldn't think it would respond very well to any type of aggressive cutting. I would think it would all have to be done with corners of sandpaper of various grits. Certainly think it could be done. Uh, if I remember correctly, my father has probably, if he were here, he could probably go into a little more detail about cutting balsa and wood on a lathe. He does it quite a bit. But hardwood, you're going to use some of Brendan's Japanese cypress. Make you a Roman made pencil bait. Wonder what the difference in Japanese cypress and American swamp cypress is. Bayou cypress. Besides price and availability. Oh, make the HUD walker. I've been trying to get a HUD walker. Haven't been successful. Japanese cypresses is harvested a certain way to keep them from over harvesting. So the wood is not any different. Sugar pine is good to turn, but I will leave that to the newbies. Bob, I am masking 1.5s and SB1s. If you have any color recommendations, speak now. Because I'm on a time crunch these days. So like today, I was on daddy daycare this morning up until 1, and then I got here and picked up a little bit. Actually cleaned off my desk here. It's very neat and orderly. So when I get to the painting phase, there won't be any farting around. It'll be get in there and blast, get done, get home. Same, just limited. That's good to know. Because we got plenty of cypress around here. Is a topwater Xerispook wrapped in frog skin the best you can get? I think they are 50 to 70. I don't know. I've never seen a frog skin wrapped bait for sale. I'm not on my. I'm not up to date on my prices of exotic wrapped baits. I'm sure there's some sort of little like subgenre of guys that like collect baits wrapped in animals. Have I thrown any of the Bass Pro balsa walking baits? Have not. Have not. I've never needed to. Because if I did, in the last 10 years, I would have just blasted Burns. Which is pretty much what I did. Hey, Burns, can you make everything I throw just the balsa version? I like this bait. Balsa would be cool. I want to know what's going on with Big Malone over here talking CAD. I wish I had a mini mill though. A mini mill would be cool. Buzzbait and spinners. Dude, that's the thing about buzzbait days is like when they're on a buzzbait, it becomes so blatantly obvious that like it's a buzzbait day. And if it's not, it's not. But when it is, you know, quick. And then you like punch yourself in the face. You're like, damn it. I should have been doing this an hour ago. But I typically throw a buzzbait all the time. But besides then, it's my fallback. So a lot of guys, when like a bite gets tough and they're like, oh, this sucks. I got to go throw a wacky rig, or I got to throw a shaky head, or I got to go throw a weightless Cinco. In that situation, when you're like, you know, exhausted all your resources, I would typically throw a buzzbait then. And I can't tell you how many times that has paid off. And I don't know what it is, but like I feel like a buzzbait can take a negative fish and like just piss it off so bad that they're like not negative anymore. But that is all like for the last that was what I did tournament fishing. Um, that all stemmed from that day in the summertime when it was like 6,000 degrees and I was on the river and I hadn't caught shit all day and I sat down and ate a sandwich. I told you all that story. And it was in the middle of the day in like July. Couldn't get a bite on anything anywhere, and I picked up a buzz bait in the middle because the way my thought process of the situation was if I'm not going to get a bite, I might as well not get a bite doing something fun. So I picked up a buzz bait and just went to throw it. Like why would I like punish myself by not getting bit on a shaky head and still throwing a shaky head? Like if I'm not going to get bit, why not do something fun? Why not pick up a spinnerbait? Why not pick up a buzzbait, a spook, something you can fish fast, and just go? So, dude, I think I made like 3 casts of that buzzbait and caught a 3-pounder. Middle of the day. Interesting. Interesting. And then the light bulb started. The light bulb went off, and it's like, so this tournament fishing thing is different because I feel like when you're growing up and you're reading Bassmasters, there, because that's pretty much all I had to go on. That's like where I got my info, right? Bassmaster magazine, the TV show, that kind of stuff. When you're going off that for your information, they're pretty much telling you how to catch a bass, right? Is Nasty Nate here? Nasty Nate, I didn't see you drop in. Nasty Nate, is it you that wants the native gill for the wedding? Because I have it tied on in my truck, and I've been meaning to stop and throw that thing. There's still time, right? I just haven't had time to go by the damn lake. Like it's kind of out of the way, so I've been like time crunched. But I'm gonna try to go after I get done with these. They know that folks will make crazy money from it, so they got to get theirs. Basically, 10K a month for you to pay it off. What are we talking about? Craziest bait I've seen is a crappie skin wrapped glide and a rattlesnake. Bob, I'll tell you something. Skunk would probably be more likely to happen than coach dog, without a doubt. I like skunk, but 14th. All right, I got time. I'll try and get that done today. I was panicked yesterday, and I was like, dude, maybe I should just send him this damn thing, and just be like, just give it to him, and like, I'll make him another one. Like if that one doesn't work, but we'll see. I think I've got it. I think I should be able to get it to you. I should be able to get it swam and tuned today, and sent on Monday. Had 2 snatched away on Universe. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, everybody's selling everything right now. What's up, Epic E? We're going to have to change Eric's name. Trying to think what should what should come before Eric that might begin with an E. Let's look up the thesaurus. Errant. Errant might be a good one. I was trying to ecstatic. I was trying to figure out some sort of like a ghost or spirit term because you've been ghostly. Speaking of Eric, ethereal, perfect. Ethereal Eric would be a great terminology. Would be a great term. Ethereal. Let me write that down. It's my new slap coming out from Goonie Wolf. Ethereal Eric. That's funny. Faded Dolphin? There's only one problem with Faded Dolphin. It catches them. I just don't like it. South Jersey, is it so far out now that it's the water is surging in and it hasn't got close enough to surge out? So you're getting like huge flood tides? Which there's typically a really good bite down here when we have storm surges, like from like big storms. I feel like I did a Faded Dolphin. Did I not? Oh, I did a Faded Dolphin in the medium divers. I knew Faded Dolphin sounded familiar. I did do a Faded Dolphin. Did you not get those, Bob, or did you get those? Speaking of Eric, I got a box of stuff with your name on it. Do I have a Faded Dolphin near me? Probably not. Probably not that I painted. I don't know that I've ever painted myself one. I did paint Epic Eric a Faded Dolphin DT flat that he indeed did catch a 6+ on in a derb. Didn't even faze me. Have any bug? Like La Cucaracha? Like a beetle bug? Like a June bug? A super bug? Brian can tell you about the super bug. Cicada? I've never painted a cicada that I can recall. I try and not paint my shit like insects. Ladybug? Ladybug would be cool. We don't talk about the super bug. The super bug is Brian's secret juice that he hoards to himself. And he sent me all these beautiful packs of superbug worms in order to get me all fired up for superbug crankbaits. Red coach dog. Bob, I'm not building baits. They want them to look like fucking insects, Burns. What colors do you want? How about a fire ant? Can you do a praying mantis on an SB1, please? Dung beetle SB1 coach dog. Don't deny it. The superbug wasn't bad, I will say. The superbug was pleasing to the eye. It wouldn't, I don't think, like if Tacklecraft was in the Bass Pro Shops catalog or Tackle Warehouse, I don't think you would scan through the Tacklecraft color library and see superbug and foam at the mouth in order to receive that color. How expensive is cobalt blue paint? Same as all the other paint. It's just hard. I have a hard time finding the right blues. Because mainly the manufacturer that I buy my paint from doesn't have a great selection of blue. So, in order for me to find the right blue, I would probably have to buy really expensive paint to see if I like their blue. And I don't really feel like spending $30 a bottle on an experimental blue to find out that I don't like it. Unless it has, unless it's got some sort of special, the only thing that would make it extra expensive is if it had some sort of special like pearl in it that's like really high end, fancy ass pearl. But I don't know. Thin down the nail polish. Good. I haven't looked at nail polish in a while. Nail polishes are good for me for about one run of baits. Like I could probably thin out a bottle of nail polish and get me through like these baits. Um, I'll have to go. I'll have to go shopping. We have a beauty supply store right up the street. That's where I used to go and buy my gloves. Oh, that's what I was meant to say, Eric. I do have baits for you. Literally made from cobalt. I don't know. I've never. I've never dug in that deep to cobalt. Let's see. Let's see if House of Color makes it. House of Color Cobalt Blue RTS, ready to spray. Uh, Pint $89. Quart $113. Shimmering cobalt blue. Man, that's a pretty blue. I love blues. I need better blues. Um, Bob, that's blasphemy, dude. You're turning into Eric. It probably was back in the day. I don't know that now. There's probably some alternative that they're using. Painted a Dorito chip lip. Tiny chartreuse to the throat. Oh, that's not too bad. They've been liking it. There you go. So it worked. What do I need? The classic Dorito chip mod. What was funny, Tennessee Bassmaster, long time no speak, uh, was Eric, didn't you paint, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you paint the bill because you thought the circuit board material looked out of place? That you didn't like the color and the clarity of the lip. But Dorito is not offensive to the eye. Standard circuit board is. Interesting concepts from the Bass Lab. I go back and forth, Bob, on orange or no orange. I'm typically not a red throat guy unless the bait just has to have it. I typically don't like red. Um, White lip on an orange crankbait, it's not cutting it. I know Eric is a big orange throat, orange belly guy. Uh, I just don't like circuit board lips. Love Doritos, certainly. Uh, Only nacho, not Cool Ranch. Only nacho. Um, I only use red hooks if they look cool. They're inferior. They suck. They do look pretty on certain colors, though. I will say, you add a red hook to a bait and it looks sexy. They suck. The mental barriers we put up against little things that make no sense or no difference. Yeah, that's what makes it fun, though. That is what makes it fun. Uh, Truer words have never been spoken. Mental barriers. Crawls in the summer. We talked about it earlier. It's a real thing. They work. Um, but I typically don't like Eric painted a few crankbaits for him in a solid orange belly. I don't typically, for my personal baits, I don't like a solid orange. He loves them. I don't. I like I like an orange throat, maybe thin pinstripe down the belly, but I don't typically go full orange. I will, but can I make you a frog? Doubtful. I would say with 99.7% certainty that I would not be able to fulfill that need. Um, there is South Jersey. The tinkering is endless, and the tinkering is endless because we all know in the back of our mind that there are things that make a difference. You just got to figure them out. I will, Bob, um, in very, very limited volumes. I did a Burns Dreamwalker foiled. I don't know what I was thinking. It was so stupid, but I foiled. It wasn't that many. It was like a dozen, but I foiled a dozen of them. And I don't have a lure turner, so I don't have epoxy to like coat over the foil to hide the seams. So I just did it with uh, 2K clear coat, and I did it very Japanese style. I would spray like 2 or 3 coats, and then I would sand it, and then I would go and I would add 2 or 3 more coats like the next day, and I did that enough times. I think it took about 12 coats, like me sanding and spraying 4 times to get enough build that you couldn't see the seams. But once I opened that can of worms, I couldn't go back. Like it was done. Like uh, I had to finish what I started, and it was painful. But I did a I have one that I messed up when I was sanding it. I had a boo boo, and I sanded through the clear um, into my color, which made a boo boo. Um, but what I did was it was inspired by um, it was inspired by spinnerbait blades, gold, silver. So I did the top water. I did a gold side and I did a silver side. So it was kind of so you would have like the effect of like what a spinnerbait would maybe look like if it were a top water. Um, You mean is an Ira's Pluto? The last Ira's, the last few batches of Ira's baits I've seen him do, he's been getting wild on his paint jobs. I need a pair of pliers. Oh. I don't know where those would be though. I had a pair. Um, Funny you say that, South Jersey, about the Rolls Royce. I kept seeing the box. I saw it in the video where he was getting his baits fixed, where he was getting that Big O dipped in lacquer. Um, and I kept seeing the box for Rolls Royce. I was like, what is that? And then I saw the most recent one, and it said it had that same Rolls Royce box, but I never like got to that part of the video. I haven't seen Ira's Ozark. Where do you find that? Has he got it on his Insta? Mike Bacon. Get out of here. Who am I looking up? Ira. Ira C. Hold on. "2022 in February" Facebook. Wonder if it made it to the gram. Luckily, he doesn't post much, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Oh wow! I scrolled down like 3 times on Insta, and I was already in 2021. So let's see. Is it the chrome one? It's like a chrome base with white scales over it. Let's see. Let me go to the Facebook. Ooh, not good, Dustin. Everybody needs to say a prayer for Joanne. Ira sees balsa. Videos. I want photos from February 2022. It's got to be that bait. Closed. That's 2020. Damn. What year? What is this? January. So it's after that. Foiled. No. Where is this damn thing? February. January. Whoa, damn. Damn, Ira. June. January. February. I can't find it. Or if it's on his personal page. I bet it is. Ira Carroll, let's see. Photos. No, he doesn't have any baits. Just, well, it might. That's from 2017. That's real old. He didn't have any baits really posted on his personal page. Who knows? So if she gets where she can't work at the store anymore, what happens to the store? Do they have kids or anybody close to the family that is that would take pride in what they have created? Her daughter and grandkids. That's good. That's good to hear. The store will go on. Mike's Tackle World, Bob, up there in Dustin Taylor Land. The daughter Michelle does all the emails and whatever. She's probably anything. There you go. There you go. Thanks for the update, Chris and Dustin. 2.5 hours. Well worth the drive, I would imagine. That's what I should have done for my birthday. I should have flown up there and just went to Mike's. That'd have been fun. Crumbs. This in there? There. Little eye? Which one is that? A-Mart buying all the old Bagleys. What a great story. Could you imagine shopping there with Aaron and all the stories like he could tell about like just like random baits on the wall? I have this one. Let's see what it is. This is a prototype. Is it this small? This one on the lip says Proto good and the number 1. This was supposedly made in conjunction with a Bass Pro, and the project never went anywhere. Aaron's last lives, he held up the grocery sack with Bagley's for Mike's. Where did Amart ever do lives on Facebook? I don't know that I ever caught any of those. I don't know that I ever saw one of those. And I feel like I was a rabid. Oh, if someone straight cast. I'll have to go back and watch it. Because I feel like I tried to consume anything Amart. He was the most intriguing angler to me. First time was that weekend. Did you make a purchase, Dustin? See, the thing about Eric, the thing about Aaron is he never struck me as much as he drop shotted and all that kind of shit. He was never. I never took him as a finesse guy because I took him as a otherworldly level fisherman that did weird things to catch weird bass. And to me, it was never about finesse and it was never about power. It was about catching a certain fish that other people didn't necessarily target or find or whatever. So that's how I always looked at what Aaron did. It was never about, oh, he's like a drop shotter. Like that had nothing to do with how he fished or the fish that he caught. When I was watching it, I was more interested in the fish he targeted and how he went. You know, the technique was typically secondary. Tuned into the weirdness, definitely. Which tuned into my weirdness. We got tuned together. So I will say when Aaron, because Aaron was like I don't fanboy over pros. I never like I don't get like chubbed up over painting for pros. It's not like a big deal. I never had like a bucket list of pros I wanted to paint for, except Aaron. Aaron was the only one I wanted to paint for. And then I found out that he's colorblind. And I was like, dude, I could paint Aaron the most beautiful thing, like, as good as I can do and be like, here. And he wouldn't see it through my eyes. You know what I mean? Like he would see it through colorblind eyes. And it really was like heartbreaking to me that you know, somebody that I looked up to so much and wanted to like uh, paint for and like be like, here, let me do something for you, that he wouldn't be able to see it. I mean, I guess he could. It was a spike it marker. Bob, are you sure it'll come off? Are you sure? Do you think he would have liked our Aaron's Morning Dawn Timber Tiger? Probably, because it was a Timber Tiger, and B, it looked good. Uh, I think Aaron would have been happy with the Morning Dawn Timber Tiger representation. Um, but speaking of finesse and Aaron did motivate me to buy red crawler colored robo worms. I got a damn 10 bags of them over there. Because he fished the Elite Series event on the Alabama River and the Coosa or wherever else, and he was always throwing that. He was always throwing red crawler down there, and I think he was fishing for spots, and he caught like a 5-pound largemouth on his little red crawler shaky head, and I was like, dude, all right, this is something that a lot of I don't know how many people like me that fished the river saw that and went out and bought red crawler robo worms to throw down there, but I did because I thought it was a weird color, and I didn't think a lot of people would like do that. So I've never seen anybody throwing them in recent years, but that didn't mean anything. But yeah, what was that glitter lube all about, Bob? You couldn't take it, could you? You couldn't take the clickbait. You had to watch it. That's a 1.5. Oh, for sure. Aaron definitely put RoboWorm on the map. I think RoboWorm would be not anywhere near. I think he brought him east, or he made him like national. Um, another expert hack from the master of click. Uh, the question is, Bob, do you have glitter lube in your game now? Don't sleep on Aaron's Pro Shad. Is that a robo color? Uh, some more expensive smelly jelly. I mean, why wouldn't you just buy smelly jelly, put it in a squirt bottle, and add your own glitter to it? I mean, glitter's cheap. The JDM guys have been making it for 12 years. Go figure. Go figure. What haven't they been doing for? I think that's why they like all our dumb, lame shit over here. Ooh, do a light bulb. I forgot about the light bulb. Ooh, I might do the light bulb. But we have a lot of Clearwater guys, Brendan. We have a lot of Clearwater fellows in the camp. I like the UV smelly jelly and Bass Feast. I swear it makes a difference. Probably just the glitter. We just used to smoke them with the sparkle scale. I've never added any jelly to a bait. I saw Scott Martin doing it, and he made a comment. He was at the Sabine. He was doing it on his brush hog, and he mentioned that like might have made the return a little better on his forward facing shit. But he said he was really doing it for. He thought it got more bites, and it was like a glitter goo. It was a copper color. It was a copper color. It was supposed to be. That's what it was. Is that it was intended to improve the return of your bait on forward-facing sonar, but he wasn't necessarily using it for that. He was using it in order because he thought it got extra bites. Gift us the light bulb. The light bulb is legit. But the original light bulb is matte finish. Would that send you into a rage, young BBC? If you did indeed get your wish of the light bulb and then you received it and you got the only matte finished one. Or would you just sand it down and gloss it up and be done? No rage necessary. I think the SP1 deserves that one super special paint job. The paint job? It probably does, but I'm not doing that on this many baits. That's a lot. Your little flat side I fish was part of the bag of the year and big fish of the Upper Bay won 24.81 last November. There you go. There you go, Burns. The paint job. I like to call it the scales. I wish I could show that off, Nasty Nate, because I have a. I don't know that y'all know this, but those of you who have the scales, I bought. I don't know. No, I didn't buy. Yeah, I did. I bought this box of baits from this old guy. to repaint, and there was 6 DT6s in there. And I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with these? Had a little spare time in between paint. Like I didn't have a lot of shit like prepped for paint, and I had those 6 baits. And I was like, you know what? I'll do the scales on these 6 DT6s. And I did 6 of them, and they were all different for the most part. And they never made it out into the world. I was talking to a guy about them. I don't remember how it came up, but said I did 6 DT6s in the scales. And he's like, "Will you sell them all to me?" And I thought about it, and I was like, "They'll be safe there." So sure, I said, "But I'll sell you 5. I'm keeping number 3." And he's like, "Fair enough." So all 5 went to one dude. I kept 1, and it's right here. It's, if you could see it in the up close. Already sanded them and made them glossy. That's okay. That's okay. That doesn't hurt my feelings. That doesn't hurt my feelings nearly as bad as a Dorito lip. How did they gloss up over matte finish? Is it like a satin now, or do they still have pretty good gloss? Didn't want to get into the details. What do you think of Lucky Craft live pointers didn't get attention? Because they fucking sucked. That was the biggest problem with them. They were awful. There is no amount of lizard skin or mammoth tusks or anything that you could put on those baits that didn't make them not total trash. I hated those things. I never bought one. My buddy had one, and we fished them together, and both agreed that they weren't hitting on shit. I've South Jersey, tell me you like them, because you will be the only person I've ever heard claim that the live pointer was even fishable. They just didn't work. Like you couldn't do anything with them. Like it wasn't a pointer. They would like blow out and like turn and flop and roll, and they just didn't do anything. Like calling it a pointer was not fair, because it was not a pointer. Foil a lip. That's funny. They do cool. They do look cool. But I mean, that was like a $25 bait back in the day. So it was really disappointing to get a $25 bait that didn't look like a pointer, Or it half looked like a pointer, but it didn't do anything. The concept was cool. You got the 2020 and not the 2021. What's wrong with you? I need them little baits you made for JJ, Marty. Oh, now they're talking secret. I don't like Chinese shutter blade. Take a lighter on mine. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. There's a trick you can use, Bob, that's better than just that. It might be in the camper chatterbait sesh. If you can go back and watch that one, if you can endure going through that one again. It's not easier, but you get a better result. It's the same process, but an E1, I have that. Does it look like that? Did we ever release this bait, Burns? Oh, I need my paper. What am I supposed to hold this up behind? White paper? Hit the side of the boat with the bait. Is that correct? That's like a little bitty E1. It's like a I think it was like a E.75 or an E.5. Oh, James Frady, what's up, dude? Noah Asher. Have not. Is he how long in the tooth is he? Is he like a is he one of those old throwback dudes? Or is he a new guy? A mini Mac. That is a really, really, really good name, Burns. That is a really good name. It's got a very good ring to it. Mini Mac. Nate, I don't know that those ever got released. They only released to me and Jordan Lee, I think. Possibly. That might be the two people that have them. The last time I threw that bait, believe it or not, and this very rarely happens for me, and I knew it was a good bait when I saw this, but typically when you see fish schooling in my boat, if I see schooling fish and I throw a crankbait at them, I'm not going to get a bite. Like, just not going to happen. But anyway, I was fishing. I think it was October or September. It was a goofy time of year, and fish came up schooling in the river, kind of off the bank, like in over like 15 feet of water, 12 feet of water, and 10 to 15. And I threw that little bait over there through the fish, and they had already gone down, but I caught the shit out of them on that thing. That's why I think that's why I hit it on the boat, because it was like so fast and furious. I was like throwing out there and getting bit, and I think I snatched it and hit the boat. Uh, Profile looks very similar to some older ones I have. It might be. I can't remember, Nate. I can't remember. Dustin, is this man you're talking about? Is he still out throwing Burnses around in your area? Dude, my little sticks are getting in bad shape. $20.11. How'd he find you, Burns? How does a man find a Marty Burns in 2011? Back when custom was custom. Back when custom was getting a guy's phone number. Calling him, cold calling him, and trying to convince him to make you a crankbait. The good old days. Tackle Underground. There you go. I cold emailed Burns. I didn't cold call him. I actually hadn't talked to Burns on the phone until like the last couple of years. Burns, did that dude on Woodbait Nation ever figure out what his problem was with his 12, 13 baits he built and only 3 of them swam? I want to know how he got. I want to know how he got to the point of deciding that he was going to foil and Plemons all those baits, only to find out that they don't swim. JJ was a 2-time Bass Nation Netty qualifier. Pretty strong. And he likes Burnses. How old is this man? Dustin? Maybe we should get him on a camper sesh. You and JJ, Dustin, and then we can listen to him tell Burns balsa stories and Bass Nation stories. Eric Sage. He's an old guy like Eric. '50s. Oh, he's young. He's a young man. Exactly, Nate. I love hearing like guys' stories that like, they might be known locally, but like they're super good anglers that have the talent to fish nationally, but they got and that they made it up to like high rankings of like what a local can do or like what a back home angler can do. Those guys always seem to have the best stories. Like the nation guys that were able to make it to like the classic or the federation championship or any of those, because those guys fished at the highest level of like local tournaments, and they went from being able to fish locally to proving that they could fish regionally to showing that they could fish nationally. Like it didn't matter. You put them in a boat around some water and they could do it. And I feel like those guys have such a plethora of info. Got to get a few cool ones in him. How about this, Dustin? Uh, Take him to the bar, pump him full of booze, and then I'll send you the show link. You'll be like, hey, dude, let's see what's going on the internet. Bling. Hey, what's up, man? I'm just this strange guy on the internet. Wanted to talk to you about bass fishing. Eric, there was probably a large population of those dudes that when the Federation split, that probably let the wind out of a huge majority of those guys' sails, to where it just wasn't interesting anymore. It wasn't fun. There wasn't the camaraderie. There wasn't the bitching. It just didn't feel right. And they had been doing it that way since the '80s, and it felt good, and it was fun, and it was all their buddies, and it made sense on qualifying for stuff, and then it got taken away, and it just wasn't the same. Because that was like when I was coming up, that was always my dream, was to be part of like the Bass Nation community. Like when I started fishing tournaments, I wanted to be part of like the nation that I grew up watching, Ike qualify from, and like Brian Kerschel and all that shit. Like all the local dudes that were like walking around in their like shiny Ranger jackets with the sweatshirt hood under it. Like that's what I wanted to be a part of. But when I got of age, there wasn't anything left. It was garbage. It was garbage. Well, oh. JP, what's up? Marty Burns, SB1. All right. They have both federations so screwed up right now. That's a shame, Dustin. Why can't Bass get theirs back normal? Do they not want to? Or, like, why can't they just, like, what's the problem? Why can't they just crush, dismember whatever's going on now and just start anew like it's 1987? What's the problem with that? Anybody? I don't keep up with the Federation enough. The guys in the satin jackets are still out there, few and far between, but still see them here again. I know. Bradley, I wanted to be that. I aspired in the wintertime when the leaves were off the trees to hop in my boat and it's freezing ass cold and have camo hunting pants on and a sweatshirt and my shiny Ranger jacket, even though I didn't even have a Ranger, with my like co-op hat or whatever. They just started a new format with 250 boat qualifiers. It's pretty hefty. I actually saw the semifinal system with the TBF is horrible. Dude, just 1987 rules fighting is okay to keep people fishing your area when they're just being whole buzzards. Fighting is okay. Pro fishing is in a death spiral, slowly circling the drain. Yeah, I think they're grasping at straws, trying to save any bit of whatever they can salvage. All right, 4:30. I still have time to make it to the pond and test Nasty Nate's native gill for his wedding gift. There's a guy I see at the ramp, has the jacket and a cowboy hat. He's got to be a good dude, Michael. He probably catches their ass too. 5:30 in normal places. Nah, just regular time. It ain't Manson. It ain't Count Manson. We can guarantee that. So I'm going to test this one, Burnsy. I'm going to test this one. I'm going to test this one. And I'm going to test the rat. This one I can go ahead and tell you is going to be the juice. I can feel it. I can look at it. It's gonna go. I know. I can. It's down in my loins. My juice radar is going off. So let me go ahead and put a little snap ring on the front. Not a snap, but a split ring on all of these. Get them prepared. Weighed in 1288. Damn, tough day up there, Hella. Top 5, eh? Well, congratulations. You have to fish tomorrow? Or is it a one-dayer? Did you have to Ned rig and drop shot? Burns built himself one and sent it to me to paint because I think he knows secretly also that it will be the titties. I think Burns had the same feeling I did. Caught 2 smallies on a Kitech that I rigged in June. How about that? I need some hooks. 2-dayer, even better. All right, let me find some hooks on my hook board. These should be good. Oh, I already put hooks on it. What are these? Are these 4s? What if I could put 2s on this bait? I feel like I could fit a number 2 on this bait. I feel, looking at it, I bet a number 3 is perfect. Number 4 looks small. Let's see. Yeah, I bet a 3 is perfect. Those will be okay. Those will be okay for testing purposes. I'll be able to swap those out for each one of these baits, I believe. Go ahead and take these off, and I will just take my split ring pliers and put hooks as I go. Ooh, that would require me to do 4 colors, which I'm not opposed to, which would be cool. I don't know, Bob. I was thinking 2 colors, but that might send the tackle camp trade post into a tailspin. Same money, just saves me on shipping. Saves time. All right. I'm headed out, dudes. Going to test. Oh, yeah, I need this too. Not that there's enough water to test it, but we'll try. $150 to $10. Maybe I can do a Dustin, just for you. Maybe I can do an early. Maybe I can do an AM drop. All right. Bob is just greedy. And the native is tied on and it's sitting right in there. It's ready to go. I just, like I said, I have to throw it. So I need pliers. I need these. All right, I think I got everything. All right, dudes, thanks for talking to me today and spending your Saturday hanging out with me. I'll keep y'all posted on what we do here. Oh. These burns? Is that different? Oh, Bob, the root's going to be hard to. I think the root is going to be hard to come off of. All right, Dustin. Good talking to you. Are these different, Burnsy? Yeah, Dustin. Darius knows. Darius worked on them on the root. The root's badass. That's the little root. Um, I wish I had. I wish I had about 50 of those for myself. Burns, I wish you had a balsam machine so I could just call you and say, Burnsy, make me 50 personal baits because I'm greedy. All right. Y'all be good. Check you later.